Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Obita Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. As we wrap up 2023, I'm recapping the best strategy games that I've played this year. Today, it's the turn of the management game, that nebulous category that I just happen to love. There's loads of games that could technically be management games, so I'd strongly encourage you to also check out my other end-of-the-year recap videos, specifically the ones on city builders and tycoon games, if you're interested in more management game goodness. I've really tried to ensure that there's no repetition between lists, so you can expect all these management games to be as genre pure as possible. On that, I've played over 250 new releases in the strategy space over the course of the last year. Only the best of those make it onto the channel, and only the best of those in any given category have made it onto this list, so this really is the best of the best. I've tried to include only games that you can actually play on Steam right now, rather than demos, although there are a few truly exceptional demos that have made the list. I've also got a few bonus games and honorable mentions at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned until then. Let us get to the management games. I think this game is probably the most recent entry on perhaps any of my recap lists, purely by release date. This one came out on the 14th of December and is already banging. Mind Over Magic is a magic school management game where you have to design, build, and manage your magic school and explore what lies below in the understudy. Study lost arcana, grow exotic plants, brew potions, and raise undead servants. Only you can prepare your fragile students to harness their mind over magic. This game is so much more than a straight management game. Building your school is just great fun. Making sure that you've got all the right rooms to train up students is a real challenge. You get to set up your students for success by giving them different wands, leveling up different skills and attributes, and choosing how they graduate. Mind Over Magic is published by Clay, the makers of Oxygen Not Included and Don't Starve, and you can really see the similarities bleed through into Mind Over Magic. Everything plays really well. There's a bunch of replayability, which is especially impressive given that this game is in early access. I would really recommend this one heartily. This is a really weird management base builder, but by God, it is a good one. This is Bee Island, where you take control of a beehive, and you have to protect it against dive-bombing wasps and a collection of other nefarious bugs. You have to manage the production of all key bee resources, including honey, nectar, and wax. You've got to breed your bees to ensure that you've always got the correct number of drones and warriors. And above all, you've got to defend your queen from the onslaught that's coming her way. I don't understand quite how this game can be so fun with a concept like this, but I can tell you, it is absolutely amazing. You can quite literally jump into an anti-aircraft turret and take those wasps to task. There's a whole tech tree that allows you to level up your weapons, defenses, and production facilities. This is just such a great game, and it's currently sitting at 86% positive on Steam, so I think it's safe to say that loads of other people feel the same way. It's technically fully released already, but according to the devs, there is a pretty big update in the works, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that one turns out. Terra Nil is an intricate environmental management game about transforming a barren wasteland into a thriving, balanced ecosystem. Bring life back to a lifeless world by purifying soil, cleaning oceans, planting trees, and reintroducing wildlife, then leave without a trace. This game really sort of flips the script, and it's all the better for it. It's quite a puzzly style sort of game, but don't let that deter you because it's all about making and building a lovely eco world. I will say this, the game doesn't have endless replay value. It'll definitely give you a good number of hours, but it's definitely not endless. There is an update in the works, but no word on when that is coming. But if you're interested in this style of game, perhaps something a little bit unique in the management genre, then you should look at picking this one up. And if you're not totally convinced, maybe wait for a sale, because it is definitely worth it, and I absolutely flippin' love playing Terra Nil. It's just a really great game. This is a great hardcore little indie management game. In Rogue Station, you manage and build a space station, and it's quite thematically similar to FTL, with a few major differences. One of the differences is that you are totally stationary. The bad guys, quite literally, come to you. Over time, various events occur, and you have to make a variety of decisions to ensure that your station survives. You'll be playing through this game multiple times as you continually upgrade your skills and abilities between runs. Combat 2 is great, with a wide variety of weapons and scenarios available. Releasing in August after about 6 months or so in early access, this game is currently sitting at 80% or so on Steam, which is pretty darned cool. I really rate this one, can't wait to play more of it in my free time over Christmas. Park Beyond is a theme park management game that gives you the freedom to create and manage the parks of your dreams. Whether you love to manage finances and visitor experience or just create fun and cozy parks, this game has something in store for you. As creative lead of the park, you can let your imagination off the leash, build wild loops and hoops for a coaster like no other to attract thrill-seeking teens, research exciting flat rides to appeal to adults, or pop down cheery, adorable flat rides for families. But you can also take things to the next level with unbelievable modules that add unique pizzazz to your park. Specifically, you can impossify your rides with features that make them break gravity and other crazy stuff. This game released back in June, still seems to have a few bugs kicking around, but bugs excluded, I really enjoyed my time with this game. It's still receiving regular updates, which is also nice. A very hearty recommendation from me. Songs of Silence is a strategy game set in a fantasy world threatened by the all-devouring silence. The game features a mix of turn-based kingdom management, auto-battler, and hero development, contrasted with intense real-time battles. Honestly, this is a mad mix of genres, but it surprisingly works really rather well. It really manages to be quite a casual management game, even though the setting is amongst this sort of massive world-spanning combat situation. You really need to get quite granular with the management of your army and your troops in order to ensure victory in combat. Anyway, this one is really, really good. I will caveat with everything that I've said with the fact that it is still just a demo available at the moment. The full game will be coming out in Q1 of 2024. But if you're going to try any game on this list and perhaps be surprised by one, my guess, it'll be this one. Take fate into your own hands in Lakeburg Legacies, a social-based village management sim where love is your favorite resource. Play matchmaker to create the most effective and most loved-up couples and help your kingdom thrive. How long will it take you to crown a sovereign? This is a really unique game, as you're responsible for ensuring that everyone in your kingdom finds love. But not only that, you've got to build up a village and make sure that any interpersonal relationship issues don't interfere with the production efficiency of your empire. That can at times be quite a delicate operation. This game jumped onto the scene in July of 2023 and is actually developed by the same folks that made The Last Spell, which is also a truly excellent management game, so check that one out too if you're interested, albeit it's more of a tactical management game where you have to manage a bunch of ragtag troops and save the world. Anyway, that doesn't matter for this specific segment. Whatever the case, Last Spell is great, Lakeburg Legacies is also great too. I'd really recommend them both. Diluvian Winds is a relaxing management game set in a small hamlet at the foot of a lighthouse. Welcome weary travelers and work together to expand your hamlet on land, under the sea, or among the clouds. You play as the lighthouse keeper, and you're charged with keeping and growing a safe haven for travelers. There's a rotating cast for you to look after and instruct on what's best to do on any given day. You'll need to leverage the best individual traits of your travelers to undertake a variety of jobs in your lighthouse, build more specific production facilities, build more defenses for the rotten conditions, and always make sure that you're looking at the weather forecast. This is a great game with some real soul and some real strategy. Diluvian Winds, released back in May of 2023 into early access, is still receiving a bunch of regular updates, improving the game. Very, very cool indeed. Bit more of a tactical management game, this one, but a fantastic and worthy entry onto this list nonetheless. Mechabellum is an epic auto-battler taking place on the newly colonized planet of Far Away. Very creative name. You're the commander of an army of mechs fighting it out in massive PvP battles. Customize and level up your units, strategically place them on the battlefield, and watch them destroy your enemies. This game is all about managing your limited resources to overpower an opponent. Do you splash the cash and spend everything on a big expensive round to gain a monster advantage, or do you plan for the future, build up a big economy? Don't wait too long, however, as you're always competing against another player who will take you to task for any discrepancy in strategy. Mechabellum released into early access in May, and honestly is just great. Hours and hours of enjoyment are waiting for you in this one. And last, but certainly not least, we've got the Pioneers surviving Desolation. You manage a crew of specialists that must survive and explore the secrets of the desolated moon, Io. This game has a really eerie feel to it, I think because you're playing as such small characters in such a big, empty environment. However, there is loads and loads to explore and build. Retrieve your space station, prep your crew, manage your resources, and get ready to face the most hostile environments in the solar system. Releasing into early access all those months ago, back in January of 2023, this game has been out for a while and has aged like a fine wine. It continues to improve. I'd really recommend that you give it a look because, quite frankly, you won't find anything quite like it. So that's the main list. Before we get to the bonus games, I'll do what I always do and ask you to let me know in the comments what management games you've enjoyed playing this year. Also, whilst you're down in the comments, what strategy sub-genre would you like to see me tackle? What would you like to see a video on? If you leave a comment, it will help let me know what you would like to see, and therefore I might be able to make it. So there we go. Anyway, let me know down in the comments down below, and let's get back to the management games. If this game wasn't a demo, it honestly might very well be number one on my list, and maybe, just maybe, a contender for my game of the year. Trackline Express is a management game like no other. It is a chaotic train builder where you venture from station to station trying to avoid bandits, all the while collecting resources and building an ever more impressive and capable train. This is one of my most anticipated upcoming management games, and quite frankly, it cannot release soon enough. It's going to have multiplayer too, so you know that it's going to be glorious chaos as you journey through the wasteland with some companions. If this wasn't a demo, if it released and had multiplayer, oh boy, I can't wait. I'll tell you that much. I just can't wait. Speaking of Wasteland, I've got a little 1-2 bonus combo for you. Wastelander and Farlanders are two games where you have to build up, distinct little Martian colonies and manage all of the inputs and outputs and terraforming that comes along with it. They're quite similar, but there's absolutely a few substantial differences between them. If I had to choose, I'd probably advise you get Farlanders, but either title you're going to be super happy with. Two great management games, both Martian themed. You really cannot go wrong with either. It's 2 thumbs up for both of these great indie titles. Infection Free Zone, I think, is just the game that I'm most hyped to see release eventually. I honestly cannot wait for this one. I have played it like a million times on the channel, and every time I play it, it gets better and better. But I only have the creator preview version, not the full release. I can't wait until it does release into full release. Anyway, check out my latest video on this game, linked up in the top right hand corner, to see what I'm talking about if you've never heard of Infection Free Zone. There is a free prologue that is available right now, so you don't just have to listen to me ramble about this game. You can actually go and play it. If you've got no reason not to check out this title if you think that you're going to enjoy it. Anyway, if you've somehow not heard of Infection Free Zone, it is a zombie base building management game where you have to build up and protect an outpost surrounded by zombies. Dispatch your scavengers across a real-world map and fight off horde after horde of the undead. This game is great. I will talk about it at every opportunity that I get. I cannot wait to see it release in the months ahead. This is going to just be a mega banger. And last but not least, we've got White Sands. There are two major components to this game. On one hand, you're managing the military defense and expansion of your sector. That means you're managing a military base and doing all the stuff that is required managing a military base. You need to ensure you're sending out patrols, expanding into new areas, and keeping your base safe, all from the ever-present zombie threat. That is one aspect of this game. The second is to dispatch these super capable drones from your air bases and rain sweet hellfire down upon your enemies and the undead. Now, this is a super satisfying game. I enjoyed my time with it when I played the demo / pre-release copy. It's actually due to release in a few days' time from the time of writing, so head on over to the link in the description to give it a wish list if indeed this game seems up your street. So that's it, folks. I've got a whole bunch of other 2023 recaps coming up, so make sure you're subscribed for those. Until then, check out the Patreon if indeed you want to help make videos like this possible. But for now, and for me, I will see you next time. Bye.